Hello, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to attempt a question, an AutoCAD question done on July 2016. Yeah, this is the geometry we're supposed to draw. So let's open our AutoCAD program. Click on the start drawing, and it's open. So let's return to the question and read the instructions. So the A says open a CAD program and make the units to be millimeters. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's return to our program. Click on the A button here. Then move down to drawing utilities. Then rightwards, go up to units. Yeah, after this box appear, you need to set the units to be in millimeters. So the units right now are in inches, so we're going to change this by clicking here and setting it to millimeters. Yeah, then I'll click OK. So now it's set, the units are set to millimeters. Let's return to the question. So but you can see an oval shape. This is what we'll be drawing. The oval has a width of 123 centimeters and has a height of 70 centimeter. So let's return to the AutoCAD program. We'll select on this center command, click on the drop down and select the center. This is mostly what we use to draw ellipses that are not actually, they are not as round as circles. So you have to input the width and the height. So let's start drawing. I'll place the circle here and then drag. So this line will represent the width. The width is supposed to be 123 centimeter, but we're going to use half it. That we will be using radius to draw. So instead of 123, we'll draw using a distance of 61.5. So let's type 61.5, then click enter. 61.5 is the half of 123 centimeter. Then we're going to go upwards. You can go either upwards or downwards. The distance of the height was 70, but since we are drawing using the radius, we'll draw half of that. So the half of 70 is 35. Then click enter, and here we have our ellipse or oval. So this looks more like the one on the question. The next we'll be drawing this triangle part, the one that is shaded. So we can see that the height is 61 centimeter and that the width is 46 centimeter. The width represents the distance from this line to the center of this circle. So if we are going to draw we're going to draw the 61 centimeter line, then dissect it into the center to find the midpoint of the circle. So let's return to the AutoCAD program. So let's click on the line command. Let me use the hand tool to move the page a little bit leftwards. Okay, click on the line command. Let's draw a line with the height of 61 centimeter. You have to make sure that it is on a 90-degree angle to make sure it is straight. So the line is 61 centimeter. Click enter, then escape to disconnect the line. We need to find the center of this line. So click on the line. Sometimes when you hover here, it shows you the midpoint. So here is the center of the line. Click on the midpoint. Then we need to go a distance of 46 to find the midpoint of the circle. Make sure the angle is 180 degrees to make sure the line is straight. So we need to go a distance of 40. Was it 46 or 48? Let me confirm. A distance of 46 centimeter. So 46, then enter, then click escape. Now where this line ends is the midpoint of the circle. You can see here there are two circles, the smaller circle and the outer circle. So we need to draw two circles, one with the radius of 6, the other with the radius of 10. So let's return to our AutoCAD program. Now we are going to use this command of drawing circles. Then we'll do the radius. Since we are given the dimension in radius, we'll draw using radius. Select the radius, center radius, click on where the midpoint of the circle is supposed to be, drag outwards, then type in the radius. The radius of the smaller circle was 6, then enter. Repeat the process and make the bigger circle. So select the drop down, center radius, the midpoint of the where the other circle is supposed to be, they have the same midpoint, but this one has a radius of 10. Then click enter. Now these are the two circles. So let's return to the question. We can all see a line that moves from the end of this line and joins the circle here. So let's draw that line. Let's go back to the AutoCAD program, click on the line command, select on the top of this line, then we need to draw a line. Since if we click here to place the line will go on the center. This green highlight you can see means that anywhere we place the line will be pulled to the center. So we need to make the line longer until you see the green highlight disappear. So if you place the line at a longer distance, but make sure that it comes into contact with the circle, like there, comes to contact with the circle, but is quite longer, then click left, then escape. Then we need to draw another line. Select on the line command, select the end of this circle below of this line, then we need to draw on the line. If you place it here, it will also go to the center, so we need to make the line longer. Make sure it comes into contact with the circle. Okay, so maybe there, then escape. So this is our shape. So now we need to remove the parts that were not here. We need to go back to the drawing, select everything that's on this rectangle, this triangle, then we need to trim. Use the trim command. Click on the drop down, select trim, and remove any unnecessary part. Like this line was not supposed to be here, so you can see that the trim is deleting the entire line when it's supposed to delete only this part, only the top part. So this line did not come into contact with the circle, so we'll need to draw it again. But let's delete this part. We can also delete this part. Let's not delete this part before we draw the line again. So click on escape, delete this line because it did not come into contact with the circle. Click on the line command, click on the end, then we will zoom in to ensure that it comes into contact this time. So maybe like there, then click, then escape to disconnect, then zoom out. Now select everything again and select the trim command, drop down, trim. So let's confirm. Yeah, now it's removed the top of that line. We need to also remove this part. This line was not there, this part. So these two lines cannot be deleted with trim, so we'll click on escape, then use the rubber command. You select the object you want to delete, then you click enter, and they are deleted. So this shape is what this shape looks like. So now we need to move this shape inside the oval. You can see our shape is still outside the oval. We need to move it inside the oval. Now we will know the distance we need to move it from. The distance from the center of this circle, the midpoint, to where it connects with the ellipse is 26. it is 26. So let's return to our drawing. We need to find that 26. We need to draw the 26 distance line. So click on the line, come to the midpoint of the circle, then we need to move rightwards on a 0-degree angle and draw the 26. Then click enter. Then escape to disconnect the line. So the end of this line is the one that needs to be in contact with this ellipse. So we'll select everything on this side, then click on the move command, and then we'll select the base point. Our base point will be here, where this line ends. So select on the base point. We are going to move this shape in such a way that where we have a midpoint, where we have the end of the line is where it will connect to this ellipse. But if you click here, the shape will go into the center. Let us try. So if you click here, the shape moves to the center. So that means we need to draw another line that dissects this ellipse. So let's click on here to undo, and the undo button. So undo again. So we need to draw another line that passes in the middle of this ellipse so that we avoid the shape going to the center. So this is the midpoint. This line can be of unspecified distance because we'll delete it later. Then yeah, so now let's select everything on this side, click on the move command, select on the base point on where the line ends, the 26 centimeter line, then come and place it here. Now you see that the line did not move to the center because of this line that we drew. So we need to delete it because it's not on the drawing. We also need to delete this line because we are only using it to know the distance where the triangle will intersect with the ellipse. So this is our shape. So what we're left with is on this center. We can see what looks like two circles. This looks like two circles, one with a radius of 20, the other with a radius of 32. These two circles midpoint is on the center of the ellipse. So we need to draw the two circles. We are going back to our AutoCAD program. We need to draw using radius. So the first circle had a radius of 20, the other had a radius of 32. So let's find the midpoint of the ellipse. Here is the midpoint. On the other video I said if you need to find the midpoint of a circle of a shape, you just click on where the line is, then it will highlight the midpoint. So this is the midpoint. You need to draw a circle of radius, was it 20? Let me confirm. Of radius 20 and a circle of radius 32. So radius, type it to 20, enter. Draw another circle using radius. Now let's click on this circle to show the midpoint, the arc. So this is the center. The other circle has a radius of 32, enter. So we have drawn the two circles. So as you can see from our drawing, this circle, the other part of the circle, the right side of the circle was deleted. So first what we need to do is draw a line that intersects these two circles, that divides them from the middle. So click on the AutoCAD program. We need to select a line. Now we need to find the midpoint of this circle, and like I said, you click on the arc, then to show you the midpoint. So select the center, draw a line of unspecified distance until it leaves the shape at a 90-degree angle to make sure it's straight. Then click on escape. Draw another line that goes downwards, the same at a 90-degree angle, unspecified distance, and then you click escape. So we have divided the line into two sections. We divided the center, the circles, into two sections. So now we need to delete this other part, the right side part. Let's go back to the shape. We need to delete that part. The other thing I've noticed is that there's a line, where there's a line dissecting the two circles, there's also a little space here that was left when they were deleting the right side. So we'll not delete exactly on the midpoint. We'll have to move our line a little bit on the right side. So let's go back to our drawing. Select the move tool, then select the two lines, then click on enter. Now we have to select the midpoint, which will be the center of our two lines. Now we need to move this a little bit on the right. We need to move it a little bit on the right. Let us zoom in to make sure the line is straight. Okay, there it is on 0 degrees, so it's straight. Then we need to place the line there. We are doing this because I said on this shape we can see that where they deleted the right side was not exactly on the center, it was a bit right. That's why we see this shape remaining on the right side. So return to our AutoCAD program, zoom out and select everything. Then we are going to use the trim command. Select the drop down, select trim, and now we are going to trim this other side of the circle because we do not need it. Yeah, and a bit inside there. So this one doesn't want to be deleted, so we'll delete it using a rubber. Now we need to click on delete that line, this side also, a little bit on here, a little bit there, and on the middle. So then escape. Now let's delete this little part there, enter, deleted. So now we need to make this flat side a little bit round. You can see it's round. So here we'll use the fillet. Remember the fillet? We used it on the last video, so we'll use the fillet. We're going to select on the fillet, select on the first line, which is the arc of the outer circle. Then we need to input the radius. So I'm going to click on radius here, down here. Then I'm going to type the radius. Let us use a radius of 10. Then click enter. Then we're going to select on this line. See the line on this other part. I think a radius of 10 was too much. Let's reduce this to about 5. So click on escape, return to the fillet command, select on the first line, which is the outer line of the outer circle, click on radius, then enter a radius of 5. Let's use 5, enter. Then select on the second line, at least 5 looks, yeah. Repeat the process for this other part. Select on the fillet, select on the outer line, which is the arc of the inner circle, then click on radius, input a radius of 5, click enter. Now click on the inner side. So that's how we make the other part a little bit round. Let's do it on this side also. So select the fillet, select the first line. We still use the outer line of the line of the outer circle arc as the first line. Then now we'll not go to radius, we'll click enter. Remember, we had already set the radius to 5, so we do not need to keep on entering the radius. Just click enter, then come on the other side of the line and click left. Repeat the process. Go to the fillet command, select the first line, which is this one, click enter, then select on the other part of the line. So there is our shape. So what we are left with is the little circle at the center here, the little circle and this other shape. So that's what we are left with. So we are going back to our AutoCAD program. Now we need to find out what is the so the diameter of this circle is 12. The diameter of this circle is 12. So return to the AutoCAD program. We need to draw that circle. So we will be using diameter this time. Let's just draw on the center of this side, then we'll move it. The diameter was 12 there. So select on the move tool, select the object, enter. The midpoint will be the center, then move it zoom in, move it exactly inside here. There, we are done with that circle. So the other thing we need to draw is this other shape. So this one will draw outside, then we'll move it into place. So we can see that it has a width of 20 and it's a square, so it will be 20 on all the other sides. So just return to our AutoCAD program. We'll draw it maybe here, zoom in, escape, select on the line tool. So the line is 20 on top. We are going down 20. Make sure that is on the 0-degree angle and 90-degree angle to make sure it's straight. Another 20, another 20, make sure it's 180-degree angle, then type in 20, enter, then the final 20 going upwards, 20, enter, then escape. So we have our square here. So let's return to the question. So we know that it has a distance of 20. Then we also know that on the top side it has a distance of 12. So we need to draw the 12 line. So first of all, we'll draw a line on the middle that intersects this square. Then we'll go on top of this corner. We're going to draw a line. We know that the line on top here is supposed to be 12 centimeter, but we do not know where it will start. So we need to calculate. If this distance was 20, and the other line is supposed to be 12, we need to take 20 minus 12 divided by 2 to get the distance from where the line starts. So 20 minus 12 divided by 2. So it will be 4. So let's type on a line. Click on the left top corner going rightwards and type on 4. Enter. Now this is where the line is supposed to begin. So now we are going to go downwards on the middle part of the shape. Then we are going to click it there. Escape. So let's repeat the process. Select a line. Go to the right side of the triangle, the new square's corner. Go leftwards on a distance of 4 centimeter. Click enter. Then return back to the center of the shape. Let's repeat the other process on the lower side. We'll go on the left lower corner. Go a distance of 4 going right, 4 centimeter. Then return to the middle of the shape. Escape. Then finally from this corner going leftwards, distance of 4 centimeter, click enter. then move back to the center of the square. So here is a shape. It's supposed to be a pentagon. I think it's a pentagon. So we'll select the entire shape, then click on the trim command. Then we need to remove all these lines that do not need to be here. This line, this other line, okay, some of the line do not want cannot be deleted using trim, so escape, then let's use the rubber command. There, select this line. Trim can only be used to delete line that intersect, so these others were not intersecting. So since we selected them, we click enter and they are deleted, or there are few remaining. Okay, now these ones we'll delete them using trim. Select everything, select trim command. Now we can delete this line because they intersect with the other line. Zoom in and delete this part. Okay, now click enter and zoom out. We also need to delete this line. Delete. So our shape is done. We need to move it. We need to move it to take it to the inside the ellipse. So let's select the entire shape, then select on the move tool the base point. The base point needs to be the middle of this shape, but we cannot find the middle. So I think what we'll have to do is to type a line that will show us the midpoint of the shape. So select on the line tool. Here's the midpoint, the other midpoint of this other line. Now we need to draw another line here, from here to here. So now we know that the midpoint of this line is where these two lines intersect. So let's select them all, this one, then select the move tool, then our midpoint will be there. So now this midpoint, we need to place it on the middle of this circle. Okay, next left. So let's check on the drawing to see if that's how it looks like. Not exactly. So let's return to our drawing. Let's confirm if the line on top is 12. Okay, from here to here, is 12. From here to here is 12 centimeter, so it's okay. Then on the downward side, from here to here is 12. So yes, exactly how it needs to be. It's 12 and 12 on the top side, and this on this other side is supposed to be 20. Let's confirm if it's 20. Click on the lines from here to here. You can see it's 20, so I think it's okay. So we'll delete these other lines that we used to find the midpoint of the shape. They are not part of the drawing. So there is a shape. The last part that we'll be doing on this geometry is the hatch. We need to add the hatch on this side of the triangle and also on the center of the circle. So return to the AutoCAD program. I cannot see the hatch tool, so we'll need to search the command down here. So type hatch. There is the hatch. Select enter. We selected the hatch. Now it needs to appear on top here, so that we can select the type of hatch. Here it is. So we can select different type of hatch to try and find out if this is not the right type. What about the other one? Also that one. So mostly I use the ghost, because the ghost tool, the ghost hatch, ghost, you see, because it clearly shows the lines. You need to input it there on this other side row. Then on the center of the circle, I think they used solid because it's totally dark, so we'll go back to the hatch and use the topmost solid and select it. No, we need to change it to back to ghost, so that our triangle, where is it? Here. Then escape. Now we need to try to find the hatch tool again, so we'll click here on recent commands, then hatch edits, select the hatch object is the circle, click enter. Now let's just type on hatch here, escape to remove any previous command, then type hatch. Hatch is selected, so we click enter, then come on top here and select on the solid, and just we're going to put in this side of the circle. So that is it. I think our shape is done, so click on escape. Yeah, our shape is done. So what we're left is to input the dimensions, because on this Roman 2 it says fully dimension the drawing as it appears on the layer, on a layer label dimension. So the dimension will input the dimension when we are on the dimension layer. Right now we are on the geometry layer, so we need to change the layers. First of all, we need to, let's move this shape to the center of the screen. So select move tool, move it to the center of the screen. Okay, now let's change the layer from geometry to dimension. Dimension until the green ticks appear there, then close. So now we'll draw the dimension of the triangle, the 61 and the 46. Also we can draw the 26 centimeter. So let's return to our shape. So we know that I cannot find the dimension layer, the dimension command, so I'll type it down here. You can type dim for short form to dimension, or you can type the full dimension. So there it is. I will click enter. So I will select on this corner to this corner. The dimension is to be green because we set the color to green. Then click. So let's confirm this is supposed to be 61. Yeah, it's 61. Let's do another dimension, the one of 46. So it was on the middle of this circle to the top corner here. Then we need to move it upwards. So confirm if it's 40. Yeah, it's 45. It needs to be 46, but there's just a distance of millimeters. So let's do the one down here. It was from where this line, so it was where this, no, we can, let me return to the question. We need to put on a dimension of the 123 centimeter. So this dimension needs to be connected to the ellipse here, but since we have a triangle on top, this maybe this triangle may prevent us from selecting the line, the ellipse line here. So we need to move the triangle, input the dimension, then we'll move it back. So let's go back to the drawing tool, select on first click on escape to remove the command. So we need to select on this triangle, the triangle only. So let's deselect on the ellipse. Let me try to select one by one. The center of this line, this other line. Okay, now let's use the move tool. So select here as a base point, then move it out. I think we need to delete this hatch. We'll input another one. So right now, no, I think the only thing we need to do, let's undo, then delete the hatch. The hatch is the one preventing us from click on this line. So let's go back to, let's select the hatch and click delete. Delete. So now let's input the other dimensions. So let's click here on recent command, select on dim dimension. So we have a dimension that starts from this line at the end to this other part, but we cannot select it. You can see the green highlight on the center, meaning that if you select here, we'll end up on the center. So we need to dissect this ellipse with the line. So let's click on the line, find the midpoint of the ellipse here, then draw a line of unspecified distance, must be 180 degrees to make sure it is straight. Draw another line, must also be 180 degrees, must also be 0 degrees. Okay, now let's try and use the dimension tool. So now we can select on the line. So click on that part and click on the center of that part, then we'll draw downwards. This line is supposed to be 26, I think. Yeah, it's 26. Then the other line was from this part to where these two lines, where the ellipse end. So this was supposed to be 123 degrees. Yeah, it's 123 degrees. Then we need to input the 70 centimeter dimension and the 12 and the 20. So let's return to our AutoCAD program. So zoom out. Let's close this calculator. Zoom out. So we need to find the 70 distance here, but remember we cannot select on this line until we draw an intersecting line. So click on the line tool, select the center, draw a line of unspecified distance, then another one going downwards. We'll be deleting this line after we're done drawing. Escape. So let's select on the dim tool command. So a line needs to start from here to here, then move leftwards. So this line is supposed to be 70. Yeah, it's 70. So what we are left with is the line of 12, the diameter of this smaller circle, and this other pentagon tool, the other pentagon shape. So let's put on dimension of the smaller circle, clicking there, then there, then we'll go upwards. So this is supposed to be 12 and this other one is supposed to be 20. We'll confirm later. So let's zoom in. So it's 11 and 19. An offset of about about 1 centimeter. So we can see here I selected on the wrong part. So let's delete these two dimensions. Escape, then select on this dimension, delete, and just add a dimension and delete. Let's input the dimension, select the dim tool. Now we need to zoom in. Make sure you select on the here on the, where the other circle ends, where the circle meets the other line, and here, then move upwards. Okay, then another one from here where this angle meets there, then zoom in to another line there, zoom out, go upwards. So let's zoom in. Now the other one is 20, but this is still on 11.9999959. so just a smaller distance, so we leave it at that. Now we need to delete all these other lines, that we are using to find the midpoint. So click on escape to remove every command, then select on this line. All these lines that we are using to find the midpoint, we need to delete them, and click on the rubber tool. Now they're all gone. So now we need to input the radius. You can see that these two circles had the inner circle had a radius of 20, the other one had a radius of 32. We need to input the radius dimension. Also on these two circles here, one had a radius of 6, the other had a radius of 10. So let's return to our drawing. Now we'll use the dim rad, dim radius to input the radius, because the radius doesn't use the normal dimension. So click on enter. So we need to select on the inner part of this line, the arc. Place it there. Then on the other one, dim radius, we need to select on the outer part, place it there. Also on this smaller circle, select on the recent commands, dim radius, select the arc of the inner circle, place it there. Then finally select the recent commands, dim radius, select the outer arc, click it there. So this is supposed to be 6 and 10. Yeah, it's exactly on 6 and 10, and this other one is supposed to be on 20 and 32. Yeah, it's 20 and 32. So I think our shape is done. This shape looks like exactly. No, we need to add the hatch that we deleted here. So type in hatch, select enter. Then let's go and select the ghost hatch, the one we are using. Then first of all we need to return on the geometry layer to input this arc, because if we input the arc on the dimension layer, it changes the color to green. So escape, let's change the layer to geometry, layer property, select geometry. Okay, now let's add the hatch. Type on the hatch, type hatch, select enter. It's already selected on the ghost ground, so select the inner part of this and the inner part of that, then escape. So our shape is done. Our shape is done. There it is. So right now you can see that this on D it says save the drawing as geometry on the KNEC exam folder. So we do not have a KNEC exam folder, but we'll save the geometry. We'll save the drawing as geometry. So return here, click on this part, then click on save as. Click on save as. So when this appears, you need to find the folder that you need to save in. Since we do not have a folder, we just save on the desktop. Okay, so we'll save it as geometry. Geometry. Then click save. So the one we just saved will be the editable format. When you click on the geometry, you can come back and edit whatever, any part you need to edit. Then on the final one it says print out later the geometry. So to print out, you cannot print out the one we saved as save as. You need to export. So you come to this part, the large A, then you come to the export part, and you export as PDF. You can only print PDF. You cannot print the one that we used to save as. So click on PDF. We are exporting this as PDF. Yeah, it will be saved as geometry.pdf. So the extension is PDF. So let's save. No, but first of all, let's click on cancel. Before we export, we need to put it, now it's on model where we drew. We need to put it on layout, either layout 1 or layout 2, so that we may export it. The reason for this is that when you click on the layout, it shows you where it will appear on the paper when you print it. So you can see we need to increase the size of this and move it maybe to the center. This is on layout 2. On layout 1, no, on layout 1 it's actually, on layout 1 is arranged well, so I think we'll use layout 1. So from the layout 1 we will export. This is what we'll print. So click on large A, export, select PDF, then now save it as geometry with the extension of PDF on desktop. Save. Done. I think it's saved. So now we can close our AutoCAD program. Yes. So here is the geometry. We'll open it to see how it looks on PDF. Okay, so this is our drawing. This is what will be printed out. This is the one we exported as PDF. So when you're asked to print, you will export as PDF and print it as this. This was the one on layout 1. For printing, you can just click on the print here. We don't have a printer connected, so we'll not print, but this is how it looks. So this is the end of our video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more on AutoCAD.